But I'm curious, I'll kick this to you, Max. How have you thought about borrowing against Bitcoin, with respect to, let's say, the options out there? I still feel like there's pretty far to go, so I'm glad that you both are funding these types of operations that are going to deliver term debt, hopefully against Bitcoin collateral. But what are your thoughts about it?
Well, once again, Michael Saylor is kind of leading the way, right? He just did a deal with what's the name of the bank? Silvergate.
Silvergate, yep.
And so he put up some Bitcoin and borrowed 200 million to buy more Bitcoin. And I was talking to some folks at the conference. I believe he paid 5.25%
Mhm.
for that, which is Aladdin is a service. I think that they are. It's a 7.9% is the interest that they're charging folks to borrow against their Bitcoin. I talked to Adam as well at the conference, and I looked into Aladdin. It looks pretty good. But as you say, you can get rug pulled on the volatility without having a longer term instrument. So that would be helpful. But clearly, it's not. You have this pristine asset, so if you can borrow against it, then you don't get the tax liability. And for a lot of us, our cost basis, is in the single digits. So clearly, I don't. If you're selling it at 40,000, that's quite a tax hit. So that's welcome, very welcome. Um, and so yeah, these platforms are coming around. I would imagine that the institutions and the banks that make their money making loans principally are going to get more involved in this core business that they're in. They're in this core business as more banks become custodians, and that's a fairly recent development, right? Mellon Bank in New York is now a custodian for Bitcoin, and banks have become official custodians of their Bitcoin. So all the infrastructure of the banking is coming to Bitcoin. It allows for them to offer traditional types of products, and there will be competition amongst these banks, and so interest could come down, should come down, and the power is shifting from the fiat money world to the Bitcoin world, and the Bitcoiners are starting to have a lot of political clout in Washington. They're having political clout in different countries around the world. They're having clout within corporations that are, pushing for greater Bitcoin exposure on the balance sheet. So Bitcoin is becoming, as we've often said, it's such a perfect asset and such perfect money, and it's so indisputably perfect that its path toward this type of domination of the financial world was inevitable, as everybody says, and so now we're seeing that play out.